thank you very much for being here.
Thanks so much.
President Trump today met with Ukrainian President Zelensky, along with European leaders, to hash out a framework for how a peace process might move forward to end the conflict in Ukraine. Today's meeting came after a rushed summit that convened at the end of last week between President Trump and also President Putin of Russia.
I believe we had a very productive meeting. There were many, many points that we agreed on, most of them, I would say.
President Zelensky of Ukraine was quite eager to be part of this conversation, and he came to Washington as a sort of next step.
First of all, thank you for invitation, and thank you very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war.
Trump has met with Zelensky several times. The one that stands out was the February meeting in the Oval Office, which ultimately went off the rails.
You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm not
cards.
playing cards.
Right now, you don't.
You're
playing cards.
Mr. President.
You're playing cards.
Serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with the
president
lives
in
of
war.
millions of people.
You're
gambling with World War III.
What do you think
You're gambling
about?
with
What do you
World
think
War
about?
III.
Today's meeting with Trump and Zelensky was a lot less tense and a lot less acrimonious. And one of the most notable things about the meeting today was that leaders of 5 European countries, the head of NATO and the head of the EU, all came to the White House to be standing next to Zelensky to show that there is support behind him. When Zelensky gave his remarks in the Oval Office, he thanked Trump multiple times.
Thanks so much, Mr. President. Thank you very much for invitation.
Zelensky has been looking for assurances from his allies and from the United States. Trump initially was reluctant to make any sort of U.S. pledge to participate in such a guarantee, but now that has changed.
When it comes to security, there's going to be a lot of help. It's going to be good. They are first line of defense because they're there. They're Europe. But we're going to help them out also. We'll be involved.
One of the things that was quite clear today in the portion of the meetings where the Europeans were meeting with Trump in the East Room is that the Europeans still are very insistent on a ceasefire. Trump, however, is a lot less committed to the need for a ceasefire.
I can't imagine that the next meeting would take place without a ceasefire.
In the 6 wars that I've settled, I haven't had a ceasefire.
The next steps from today's meeting were laid out fairly clearly, which is in another meeting. This would be a trilateral meeting, a 3-way meeting between Putin, Zelensky, and Trump to work out some kind of lasting peace.
All the sensitive things, territorial, etc., we will discuss on the level of leaders during trilateral meeting, and President Trump will try to organize such meeting, and he said that he will come or not come. Ukraine will be happy if you
both
participate.
Want me there, I will be there.
The idea of a trilateral meeting is very important because this is the only way to fix it. And by the way, I think as a follow-up, we would need probably a quadrilateral meeting, because when we speak about security guarantees, we speak about the whole security of the European continent. And this is why we are all united here with Ukraine on this matter.
And also the really thorny question of, would Ukraine cede some of the territory that the Russians are currently occupying? This is something that the Ukrainians are quite reluctant to do for obvious reasons. They have been fighting a very bloody war for 3.5 years to hold on to their territory. To cede territory in some way would obviously be quite difficult for them, but it is something that Putin quite clearly wants. And that will be one of the major sticking points. One of the key pictures to come out of today was this photograph of Donald Trump standing with Zelensky in the Oval Office, looking at a map of Ukraine. It implied that there's a clear discussion about this territory that the Russians are occupying and the Ukrainians are fighting over right now.
We are happy that we have such big unity today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much,
for hosting us.
Mr. President. I think you'll see that President Putin really would like to do something also.
Today, in many ways, was the easy part. It gets harder from here.